Here it says codes has joined the chat, and it's say what's up basically. So we can see that it's working out well. If I type what's up, it shows you Sam said what's up, and everything is being recorded right here on the command line, so you can also see that too. What's going on, guys? Hope you all are doing great. This is the final video of our GUI chat app. We stopped earlier in the client.py. So what we're going to do here is we're going to basically finish it up, create our GUI so we can chat through the GUI and also be able to do some functionalities on our command line too. So hopefully you're into this and you're ready for this. At the end of this video, you'll have your chat app fully functioning and working. You can send it to your friends and they can actually chat with you. So you know what? Let's get started. The first thing we need to do is here, right here, and this is why we had to have a break. It shouldn't be exit, it should be send. So it should be a function called send, and it takes as its input text input. And what we'll do in this function right here is that we're going to send this input text data from the GUI. And this method will be bound to the text input and any other widget that activates a similar function. For example, a button, or maybe you type in quit, so you want to quit the connection. It's basically the user's input, that's why we're calling it text input. We'll create a variable called message, and we'll set that equal to our text input dot get. What we do next is we'll say text input dot delete. Then we put 0, and then we also add tk, because as I said, we're dealing with our GUI right now, dot end. Next we say self dot, next we'll say self dot message dot insert dot messages dot insert. So we say tk dot end. So that we do our curly bracket, put a colon right there, another curly bracket, then dot format is going to be self dot name and message. Okay, so this right here is a bug. It should be dot and not a comma. So that's why we got an error right there. What we'll do next, we'll set the functionality for our GUI that when we type quit, it actually quits and closes the GUI too. We'll say if message is equal to quit, all capital. What wants to happen is want self dot sock dot send all, and the message we'll put is server has left the chat. After that, we'll say dot format self dot name dot encode ASCII. And we're just going to print this again, this quitting. So I'll just take it right here. I'll just take all this right here, because it's very similar to what we'll write here. I'll paste it. So we'll say self dot sock dot close, and then we'll say os dot exit to actually exit the GUI. And what we'll do next is we'll actually send a message to the server for broadcasting. So we'll put our else statement, and then we'll say self.sock.sendAll dot format to self.name, and then the message dot encode ASCII. So make sure your indentations are correct and it's similar to this, because we know we're dealing with Python and indentation is extremely important. If you don't indent them properly, you'll get an error for sure. Okay guys, what we're doing next is we're defining our main method. Here we'll have host and also port as the arguments. And what we're going to do here is we're going to basically initialize and run our GUI app. So we just say here client is equal to client with a capital. Inside here we'll put host and port. Next we say receive is equal to client.start. Now we'll say window is equal to tk dot capital T and K. Only capital T, the K is small. These are important. If you don't write it like this, you get an error. So I'm trying to make sure you don't take some stuff for granted and then you have an error. Window.title. And what will our title be? You can call whatever you want your title to be. You could call it Facebook, you could call it whatever, you could call it WhatsApp, GUI app. So I'll just call it chat room. From message is equal to tk dot frame. Inside here for master window. So next is our scroll bar is equal to tk dot scroll bar and say master from message. So say messages is equal to tk dot list box. Okay, we have an error here too. The list should be a capital because this matters. If it's not capital, you get an error for sure. So we say master from message, and then we say y scroll command, set that equal to scroll bar dot set. And we're referring to set, we're not calling it. That's why you make sure you don't have the two curly brackets like this. Not curly brackets, just normal brackets. So say scroll bar dot pack side is equal to tk dot right fill is equal to tk dot y, and expand is equal to false. False with a capital F. And I'm just gonna copy this. It's not the same thing, but it's quite similar. Instead of scroll bar, it's messages dot pack dot side tk left instead of right. Fill is tk, not y, but actually both. And expand is true. Now we say client dot messages is equal to messages, and receive the messages is equal to messages. Now we say from message dot grid. Let's set our grid. The row will be equal to 0. The column will be equal to 0. The column span is equal to 2. And then sticky is equal to, you can call this NSEW. NSEW. Next we'll set from entry is equal to tk dot frame master window text input is equal to tk dot entry master from entry. What we'll do next is we'll say text input dot pack fill is equal to tk dot both, and then we expand is equal to true. So text input again dot bind and here we just put return. Lambda x with a colon, and then we say client dot send text input, and then finally we'll say text input here dot insert. We set 0, and then we give a message that says your message here. So you could put anything, or you could here, we could put also write your message here. Put a dot, can put some space too, but normally the user will have to erase this. If not, this will send with your message. So that's the thing there. You have to actually erase it and then write whatever message you want. And this will only show up when you actually open the GUI for the first time. So now we need to create a button, a send button. btn send, we set that equal to tk.button. And here we'll say master window text is equal to send, and command is equal to lambda, put our colon right there, client dot send. Inside here we put text input. So now we refer to from entry dot grid, say row is equal to 1, column is equal to 0, pad x is equal to 10, and sticky is equal to EW. So just copy this and change some things inside, but it's almost the same format. This will be button send dot grid, row is 1, column is 1. This is pad y instead of x, that is 10 too, and sticky. And sticky is the same, EW. So what we do next is just say window dot row config or row configure 0 min size is equal to 500, and the weight is equal to 1. And paste right here, just change it. In this case it's 1, this is 50 not 500, this is 50 not 500, and weight is 0. Now this will be not row configure, it's going to be column, yeah, column configure 0 500, weight the same practically as the first row configure. And this will be 200. And also 1 right here. And the weight is 0. Now we just say window dot main loop to actually start our GUI. And finally, what we need to do is just go to your server.py. We already have this written down below here. So right here, we'll just copy this from here. So this is why it's important you've been following along, so you don't have to write this all over. Well, it can't work if you don't follow along. That's just it. So we paste it right here. And what we'll say here is we'll say main, and then we'll put args, the host, and also args.p. And yep, that's it. Now, hopefully we don't have any error and we'll have our GUI app working perfectly. So let's run this. The first way we run is we need to run our server.py. So we go to our terminal right here. So what we do is we'll say server.py and then space we'll say localhost. So now you can see that it's listening at this port, at this IP address and this port. So what we'll do next is we'll go to our client.py. And the way we can do this too is just to run it on multiples. We need to go to our command line. So you click on your folder right here, you right click, and then you hover on this open in, and here we'll put Explorer. We click on Explorer. Now we have it opened in our Explorer. Okay, so we need to click inside the folder itself. So click the folder itself. Now we're in the folder, our project name itself, which is chatroom.app. Let me just, okay, I think I already canceled it. And now we do the same thing. So you hover on it, you highlight it like this, and then you write CMD. So if we say client.py, and then we paste our IP address, you can see now it says trying to connect to the IP address and the port number. It says successfully connected to the IP address and the port number. Then it's asking for your name. So here I'll just put Sam. I will enter. It says welcome Sam. Getting ready to send and receive messages, ready. And it also shows you that you can leave the chat by typing quit with all capitals. You can see our GUI right here, but we need to create another one. So what we'll do is we'll do the same thing. We'll highlight this directory right here. I'll say CMD. So we have another one. We do exactly the same thing. So we say client.py. We'll paste the port number, the IP address, and now I'll just put codes as the name, and you can see we have another one. So now let's actually chat. So I'll just type hello. You can see it shows hello here. Let me show the other one. So these are the two right here. You can see it says hello. Here it says codes has joined the chat, and it's say what's up basically. So we can see that it's working out well. If I type what's up, it shows you Sam said what's up, and everything is being recorded right here on the command line, so you can also see that too. So that's the cool thing about this. But let me even show you that we can have another one. This is as many people you want on your chat room, because it's a chat room, so it's not only for 2 people. Let's add another person. Do the same thing practically. CMD client.py paste your IP address. This time I'll put as the name, I'll put Daniel. And we can see now, if you check the other ones, you'll see that it will show you, oh, Daniel has showed up. You see it says Daniel has joined the chat. It shows on the other existing GUI chat apps. So that's the cool thing about this. And now Daniel can write something. Hello guys, hope you are Doing great. And we see it all showing up here. It says Daniel writes this, and it can go so forth and so on. More people can join. That's the cool thing about this. We're all going to the same IP address and also the same port number. So as far as you put those same IP address and port numbers, you will be entering this chat room right here. What we can also do is that let's actually try the quit. So right here, I'm gonna type quit with a capital. So we send it. And what you can see right here is that it says Codes has left the chat. So it's showing the other people in the chat room that, oh, this person has left. And now I can just click exit and yeah, we've quit it. But what we want to also do is want to be able to actually quit. So if I write quit right here too, inside our command line, we can say it says quitting. And yeah, so right now this person has also quit through the command line. So we can see it works with the app, the GUI app, and also the command line. So yeah, guys, that's basically it for this tutorial. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel. Many more video coming your way. I'm gonna wrap this up and I'll see you all on the next one.